Yeah. So, panibagong topic na ulit at i-discuss natin yung concept regarding fluid dynamics and hydraulics. At para masimulan natin, i-discuss natin yung concept regarding flow rate. So, sometimes we call flow rate as discharge. Minsan naman, ang term sa ginagamit natin ay demand or supply. At we denote flow rate as Q. At kung flow rate ang pinag-uusapan, meron tayong tatlong klaseng flow rate sa fluid dynamics. So, yan ay volumetric flow rate, mass flow rate, at weight flow rate. So, unahin na natin i-discuss yung tungkol sa volumetric flow rate. So, we denote volumetric flow rate simply as Q. Sometimes we denote it as Q sa V. So, V stands for volume. So, volumetric flow rate is the most common unit of flow rate used in practical application. So, kunwari, ginagamit natin siya sa water distribution systems at sa iba pang hydraulic structures. It is the ratio between volume and unit time. So, ibig sabihin, gaano kadaming fluid in terms of volume, so mapa cubic meters, liters, or gallons, yung nagfo-flow in a given span of time. So, that would be Q sub V is equal to volume over time or simply V sub T. So, ano yung mga gagamitin nating units or yung most common units para sa volumetric flow rate? So, that would be cubic meters per second, gallons per minute, liters per second, cubic meters per day, etc. So, ngayon, gawa tayo ng illustration para dun sa i-derive pa nating formula for volumetric flow rate. So, kumuha tayo ng cross-section ng flow. So, kung papansin nyo, in-isolate lang natin yung volume at yung cross-sectional area niya ay constant. So, dun sa illustration, merong broken line. No? So, yan yung representation ng center line ng flow at saka ng kanyang direction. So, ang tawag natin dyan ay streamline. So, balikan natin yung formula for volumetric flow rate. So, yung fundamental formula would be Q is equal to volume over time. At since involved yung volume, kumuha tayo ng isolated volume dito sa ating illustration. So, itong shaded part, yung isolated volume, no, nagagamitin natin para dun sa formula. At since constant naman yung cross-sectional area, multiply na lang natin siya dun sa lateral height para mabuo yung volume. Kasi ang maging formula natin for volume would be volume is equal to area times height. And the height is represented by variable d. So, pag sinubstitute natin, dun sa volume, that would be Q is equal to A times D over T. At kung mapapansin nyo, ay familiar tong function na to, which is D over T. So, equivalent din siya sa velocity, o distance over time, o displacement over time. At since flowing yung fluid, malamang ito ay in motion. At since in motion siya, malamang ay involved na ang velocity. So, magiging formula na natin would be Q is equal to A times V, wherein A is the cross-sectional area of the flow. At tandaan natin na yung cross-sectional area should be perpendicular to the streamline, and V is the flow velocity. So ngayon naman, pumunta tayo dun sa second type of flow rate. So kanina, volumetric flow rate in terms of volume, ngayon naman ay in terms of mass o mass flow rate. So we denote that as Q sub M. So M stands for mass or M dot. So yung M ay may tuldok sa taas. So sometimes we call it as mass flux, and it is the ratio between mass and unit time. At base sa definition, alam na natin ang magiging formula kasi ratio siya between mass and time. So that would be Q sub M is equal to mass over time or simply M over T. At kung itatranslate natin yung mass into fluid property, pwede natin siyang kunin sa density. So that would be rho is equal to M over V. And M is equal to rho times V, o density times volume. So substituting in the equation, that would be rho times V over T. Kung papansin nyo, familiar tong function na to, which is volume over time, and that's also equivalent to volumetric flow rate. So, pwede natin sabihin that mass flow rate is equal to density times volumetric flow rate, or simply Q sub M is equal to rho times A times V. So, yung unit na gagamitin, since mass over time yung formula, so that would be grams per second, or grams per minute, kilograms per second, kilograms per hour, or slugs per second, or slugs per minute. So para dun sa formula, ganun pa rin, no? A is the cross-sectional area of the flow, V is the flow velocity, and rho is the fluid's density. At tungo naman tayo dun sa third type of flow rate. So that would be weight flow rate, and we denote that as Q sub W. So that's the ratio between weight and unit time. At sinasabi sa definition, ratio siya between weight and time. So alam na natin magiging formula. That would be weight flow rate is equal to weight over time, or simply W over T. So translate ulit natin yung formula into fluid property. So yung weight ay pwede natin kunin sa specific weight o gamma. So that would be gamma is equal to W over V, or weight is equal to gamma times volume. So kung mapapansin nyo, pag sinubstitute natin, familiar ulit tong function na to, which is volume over time. So that's volumetric flow rate. So magiging formula natin would be weight flow rate is equal to gamma times volumetric flow rate, or weight flow rate is equal to gamma times A times V. So yung unit, since weight over time, that would be pounds per second, so newtons per second, newtons per minute, newtons per hour. At yung mga variables ganun pa rin. So that's A for cross-sectional area of flow, V for velocity of flow, and gamma for specific weight of fluid. So ngayon naman ay mag-discuss pa tayo ng iba pang terminologies regarding flow. So yung una, tinatawag na steady flow. So hindi yan steady flow, yan ay steady flow. Nagkamali lang ng spelling. Correct natin yan later on. It is steady flow if the flow rate at any cross-section remains the same at any given point of time. So kapag hindi nasunod yung first condition, so if the flow rate changes over time, then it is unsteady. So ano maging keyword natin dito? So yung flow rate dapat, kapag sinabi nating steady, dapat hindi siya magbabago at any given point of time or at any condition. So kapag naman nagbago siya over time, so ang tawag na natin dun ay unsteady. So after ng steady flow, ang discuss naman natin ay tungkol sa continuous flow. So ayusin muna natin yung spelling ng continuous. Kulang ng U. Ayan, continuous flow. So ano bang minimean kapag sinabing continuous flow at anong difference niya sa steady flow? So if flow rate at any point in a stream remains constant. So kung sa steady flow at any point of time, constant yung flow rate, so time yung ginagamit nating reference. Dito naman yung position. So at any point in a stream, hindi daw dapat magbabago ang flow rate. So ang sinusunod dito ay yung law of conservation of mass. So ang magiging keyword natin dito, at any point in a stream, flow rate will always remain the same. So illustrate natin kung ano yung sinasabi sa continuous flow. So meron tayong pipeline na ang diameter ay reducing in size. So, syempre magkakaiba yung A1 sa A2 sa A3. At dun sa point 1, 2, 3, sinasabi na ang flow rate at point 1 is equal to flow rate at point 2 and is equal to flow rate at point 3. So, upon referring on the figure, mapapansin natin that A sub 1 is greater than A sub 2 and A sub 2 is greater than A sub 3. So, yung velocity ng bawat point ay magkakaiba. Kasi magkakaiba na yung cross-sectional area. Kasi kung babalikan natin yung formula, Q is equal to AV, then V is equal to Q over A. So, pwede nating sabihin na kapag tumataas ang value ng cross-sectional area, bumababa ang velocity. Kasi yung velocity is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional area. Kapag bumababa naman ang cross-sectional area, tumataas naman ang value ng velocity. So, pinakasimple example niyan ay kapag gumagamit tayo ng hose. So, kapag inipit natin yung opening ng hose, ay bumibilis ang tubig. Kasi ibig sabihin, pag inipit natin yung dulo ng hose, pinapaliit natin yung cross-sectional area ng opening at bumibilis yung tubig kasi tumataas ang velocity. So kung babalikan natin yung equation, nasabi Q sub 1 is equal to Q sub 2 is equal to Q sub 3. So ibig sabihin, kahit mas malaki yung cross-sectional area of flow at point 1 compared to cross-sectional area of flow at point 2, magiging equal pa rin yung Q1 dun sa Q2. Kasi tataas yung velocity at point 2 at mababawi niya yung pagliit ng cross-sectional area dun sa point 2. At kahit pa mas malaki yung cross-sectional area at point 1, magiging equal pa rin yung flow rate at point 2 kasi nga mababa naman yung velocity at point 1. Ayun, so magpalit muna tayo ng paper. At after natin ma-discuss ang steady flow at ang continuous flow, ang sunod naman natin i-discuss yung uniform flow. So uniform yung flow if velocity of flow in a stream does not change over time. So mapapansin nyo, yung velocity naman ang pinag-uusapan natin, no? Hindi yung flow rate. So if any point in a stream that velocity change, then the flow is non-uniform. Hindi kasi ibig sabihin na uniform yung flow rate at any point in the stream, uniform na din yung velocity. So, magiging uniform lang yung velocity kapag constant yung cross-sectional area. At kung i-compare natin dun sa previous example natin sa continuous flow at kung reducing or varying yung cross-sectional area, mag-iiba-iba talaga ang velocity at every point in the stream. So, yung iba pang types of flow na i-discuss natin ay yung laminar flow at yung turbulent flow. So, yung laminar flow, yung pinaka-desirable na type of flow na dapat ma-achieve ng mga hydraulic systems gaya ng water distribution system kasi yung fluid is flowing smoothly. So, laminar flow if fluid flows smoothly in regular paths. So, contrasting naman dito yung turbulent flow. So, turbulent flow if fluid flows under irregular fluctuations and if fluid particles continuously cross each other. So kung gagawa natin ng illustration, yung difference between laminar flow and turbulent flow, mapapansin natin dun sa illustration ng laminar flow na yung fluid particles is flowing on a straight path. Unlike turbulent flow, kung papansin nyo yung fluid particles ay magkakaiba ng direction ng path. And they are crossing each other base dun sa definition. At kadalasan, kapag ka-turbulent yung flow or meron turbulence, yung pipe o yung tubo na nagke-carry out ng fluid ay nagva-vibrate. So, paano natin ma-determine o paano natin mako-compute kung yung flow dun sa system ay laminar or turbulent? So, pwede natin siyang makompute through Reynolds number. So, tandaan ang Reynolds number ay dimensionless parameter wherein masasabi sa atin ng Reynolds number kung yung flow sa system ay laminar or turbulent or transitional. So, ang formula would be Reynolds number is equal to dV rho over mu. So, pwede natin gamitin mnemonics yung kanta na magtanim ay dV rho maghapong naka mu ko. So, wherein D is equal to pipe diameter, V for velocity, rho for fluid's density, and mu for absolute viscosity. So, meron tayong 3 types of flow wherein pwede natin maging conclusion kapag na-compute natin yung value ng Reynolds number. So, yung una, kapag laminar flow, yung computed value ng Reynolds number is less than 2,000. Kapag naman turbulent yung flow, yung computed value ng Reynolds number should be greater than 4,000. At yung sa pagitan ng laminar at turbulent, meron tayong tinatawag na transitional or critical wherein yung smooth flow ay bahagyang nagiging turbulent o nagkakaroon na ng fluctuation. So, kapag ang value ng Reynolds number is greater than 2,000 and yung value ng Reynolds number is less than 4,000. So, in practical application, dapat laminar lang yung type of flow sa system. So, iniiwasan na natin na magkaroon ng turbulence o magkaroon ng turbulent flow dun sa system. Kasi magkakos pa ito ng vibration at makakapag-cause pa siya ng pipe erosion. Kasi yung pipe erosion, yun yung paggalaw ng mga tubo, pag-displace ng mga tubo from its original position. So, kapag nangyari yun, masisira ang mga connections ng tubo at masisira din yung connections ng tubo sa mga fittings. So, para maiwasan yun, iniiwasan na natin na magkaroon ng mataas na value ng velocity sa bawat pipelines ng system. So, para ma-set natin ng tama yung velocity, dapat ma-size din natin ng tama yung mga diameter ng bawat tubo para tamang velocity lang din yung ating makuha dun sa system. So, kung i-illustrate natin yung 3 types of flow na nabanggit natin, so, ito yung laminar flow. Kung mapapansin nyo, straight lang yung line. Straight path lang kasi siya. Ito yung transitional flow. May straight path at merong parts na fluctuating. At para naman dun sa turbulent flow, so ito siya, fluctuating na yung buong path. So, yun. Yun lang yung types of flow at yung concept ng flow rate. And that would be all. Thank you so much.